and it's lights out and away we go. Once again, Max Verstappen gets a decent start. Not as good as yesterday. Hamilton is right with him. Leclerc is already ahead of Bottas. Verstappen's ahead of Lewis Hamilton, going through the second turn. It's the Red Bull, but Hamilton's coming back. Into Village we go. It is Verstappen from Hamilton, then Leclerc, Bottas and Ricciardo ahead of his teammate Lando Norris.
Verstappen's going to have to weave like crazy. Hamilton got a better drive off the loop. He will be faster down the Wellington straight into Brooklands.
Not going to get a chance to weave because already Hamilton is with him. They almost touch. They go into Brooklands. Verstappen stays ahead. The crowd roar their approval for this. The two championship contenders giving it everything.
It's not over yet because Hamilton gets another slipstream all the way down the old pit straight into Copse Corner. These are critical corners for this Grand Prix.
Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside. A continent touch. Verstappen is out of the race and that's a big crash into Copse. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen coming together. Hamilton continues on. Charles Leclerc now leads the British Grand Prix. But for the second time this season, Hamilton and Verstappen clash and tangle on the opening lap. But this time, it is ending in dramatic consequences for the championship leader. It was the merest of touches, but it was enough. And look how the wheel has come loose from the rim as well. The tyres come loose from the rim.
I said it wasn't over yet, didn't I, as they came out of Luffield.
Was there a bit more room to the right that Hamilton should have been finding?
Yes, red flag.
They need to repair that tyre barrier. Lights out and away we go. Even Stevens for the front two, but already Lando Norris is closing down on Valtteri Bottas as Charles Leclerc leads them into Abbey from Hamilton, and then Lando Norris, Valtteri Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo and Fernando Alonso. Down the inside goes Ricciardo on Valtteri Bottas, late braking from the Australian. Leclerc leads them through Loop and onto Aintree in the Wellington Straight, and the Mercedes now back ahead of the McLaren as down the Wellington Straight we go with Charles Leclerc leading this race then from Lewis Hamilton. Then comes Lando Norris, then Valtteri Bottas, then Daniel Ricciardo on the inside. Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso are having a duel just like they did in the sprint race yesterday. Alonso going round the long way at Luffield, trying to get past him. Vettel's lost it. He's spun round, he's entered the old pit lane, and he's going to have to get going. He has gone from the top six all the way to the rear of the field as Alonso goes round the outside of Daniel Ricciardo, getting racy once more at Silverstone.
Alonso surely needs to give that place back. He does. He was off the track in turn 9. He's not allowed to make the pass there. Sebastian Vettel got too trigger happy on the throttle as he watched Alonso going around the outside of Luffield and just looped it around.
Lewis Hamilton, meanwhile, has a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision.
No, the engine cut. The engine stopped. It's going again. Tell me what's happening.
Engine power unit problems for Charles Leclerc, cutting out.
Driver default Alpha 5-6 on. Everything should be fine now.
Hard tyres going on for Lando Norris is a problem, and he's there a little bit longer than he would have wanted, and it was the right rear tyre that was the issue. A 6-second stop time, so he was stationary for 4 seconds longer than he'd want to be.
This needs to be perfect for Bottas. It is perfect for Bottas. That's felt like 2 seconds, 2.1, something like that.
2.2, well done, Ted.
Only a tenth off. Let's see where he comes out. How close is this with Lando?
Valtteri Bottas then back into the race in 5th place.
Okay, so Hamilton comes in. It's going to be long, of course. Now, the man who's making this work is the sporting director, Ron Meadows. He's just standing by the mechanics. He's started his stopwatch, as the great Murray Walker would say. He's having a look at it, and he's going to tap all the guys on the shoulder. There you go. He's tapped the guy with the big orange banner to then lift his banner up, and then they change the tyres.
Soon to be going past the old pits here that we used to have at the Silverstone race circuit for the British Grand Prix towards Copse. Here goes Lewis Hamilton. This is where he tangled with Max Verstappen on this occasion. He was clear and he was well ahead going into Copse, and he makes the move and it's clean. Hamilton back up into the podium places.
Okay, Valtteri, we invert the cars into turn 15 this lap.
So turn 15 is Stowe, and we arrive at Stowe with Lewis Hamilton up into 2nd place in this race, 2nd place in the championship, reducing that margin that Max Verstappen had at the start of this race.
Now the hunt is on. This is it.
Did Perez and Raikkonen make contact? I think If they didn't, Raikkonen certainly ran out of space, went over the curb, and that caused the spin. Hamilton was 0.3 quicker through the middle sector on this lap. He was 0.3 quicker in the first sector on this lap. The gap is now less than 1.5 seconds. This race is boiling down to a boilingly brilliant last 3 laps. Meanwhile, Sergio Perez has pitted for a change of tyres to put on the soft tyre to steal the fastest lap point from Lewis Hamilton.
But he won't, will he? He's not in the top 10.
No, but he'll stop Hamilton getting it. He won't get a point for him, but he'll steal that point.
I'm with you.
From Perez. Right, remember what happened at Copse on lap 1? Here goes Hamilton on lap 50. Oh, and he tries to get past Leclerc and goes off the track. Has Hamilton gone through? Yes, he has. He's into the lead by the time they get into Maggots. It was almost another Copse collision, but Hamilton has put his Mercedes into the lead. Charles Leclerc has led every single lap of this race, but on lap 50, he's now settling for second spot. Hamilton has picked up the reins since the restart. He's chased down the prancing horse. He chases the checkered flag. He wins the British Grand Prix for an 8th time here at Silverstone. And Hamilton is back in the championship hunt. Don't you forget it. Charles Leclerc comes home to take second place. Valtteri Bottas, a podium for him, 3rd place with his tyres struggling at the end. For Max Verstappen, we really hope that he is okay after being taken to hospital for precautionary checks. We'll see how he comes back from this day. Hamilton, British sporting superstar, born in England on this Sunday. England did bring it home, and it was on penalties. What a win.